Und er macht das Ganze auf Englisch. Kann hier jemand nicht Englisch? Bildungslücke? Und, okay. Mein Beileid, warte einfach 10 Minuten, sorry. So, here's for you, the amazing and wonderful Roger Boy! Give it up!
Oh, hi everybody. How's that for an example of trust, yeah? Yeah, so I'm from the United States, but I have been living here in Germany for almost 20 years now. I really, really like it here. It's just it's a neat place to be. As you can see, I'm not Tinder material anymore. But you know, it didn't always used to be that way. I mean, when I was a young man, I was pretty good looking. You know, I didn't need. It's more believable than that, please. I didn't need to have Tinder, you know, to get dates with some really good-looking young girls. And you know, back in the day, we talked about getting lucky. And back then, getting lucky meant, you know, you'd go out with a beautiful girl, and then afterwards you'd get some really hot action. You know, might last until early, you know, practically until dawn. Now, getting lucky means the Sylvester fireworks won't wake me up. It wasn't always that way. You know, I don't really remember getting old. I just, one day I walked in and I looked in the mirror and I said, oh my God. I shouted to my wife, I said, what happened? I'm old. I'm fat. I'm ugly. And she comes in. Well, at least your vision's damn near perfect. I wish it was true. You know, I have to wear these trifocals now. And they're a real problem sometimes because the focals are not sometimes where you need them to be when you want to read something. Like when I want to read something on the door, a notice on the door, right? I'm standing there going. Another problem with getting old is I have trouble remembering things. I mean, I worried about it. I went to the doctor and he said, no, Roger, it's okay. You know, when you get old, 3 things happen. The first thing is the memory goes. And the second thing is well, anyway. But you know, there are some advantages to getting old. One of them is that you actually get to retire, draw a pension, and have time and money to do all the things you always wanted to do. I told my wife that. She gave me a list of all the things I wanted to do around the house. Another thing that being retired has allowed me to do is to get a dog. Now, I love dogs. Any of you here have a dog? No? Nobody has a dog? Oh, one person has a dog. They're a joy, aren't they? They're such an enrichment for your life. One of the things I like about Germany is that dogs are just welcome anywhere. Well, let me tell you about this little black poodle that I bought. She is so sweet. We named her Lily, but we wanted to train her, you know, to be well behaved. So when it's meal time, we didn't want her standing there at the table, you know, begging. So she has to go in her bed. So when we sit down to dinner, I'll say, Plots, Plots, Plots. She probably thinks her name is Plots instead of Lily. But anyway, you know, she looks at me, sorrowfully goes to her bed, turns around, sits down. I won't sit down to the VIP section. Sits down, looks at me as if to say, it's fine. You just go ahead and enjoy your dinner. Don't pay any attention to the fact that I'm starving here. Now, I really love this little dog, but I have to admit, she's a bit bossy sometimes. Like in the morning, when it's time to get up, she comes bounding in and puts that cold, wet nose right in my face. Oh! I'll tell you, it's the most effective alarm clock ever. But it has one defect. It doesn't have a snooze alarm. Or another time, I'm working at my computer, spreadsheet, really concentrating, and she comes in and she swipes her paw across my leg. Now, for those of you who don't speak poodleese, let me translate. That means I've got to go pee. Okay, all right, just a minute. Let me finish this, and then I'll take you out. And then I said, did I really say that to my dog? Well, she's not having any part of it, She goes dashing off, and then she looks back and she sees I'm not coming. She comes back. I swear, she stomps and she looks at me. Now, this is not a look of love, let me tell you. It's kind of a cross between Godfather, Mafia, and Black Veil. Hey, you know that new rug by the front door? Do you want it to stay looking new and nice? All right, I say. So I get up and I start to go, and she dashes off to the front door. I'm not coming fast enough to suit her. So she's standing there at the door. The rug. Looks at me. The rug. All right, I say. I go racing over, open the door. I figure she's got to go so badly, she's going to tear out and do her business. What does she do? Open the door and she goes, looks over her shoulder at me as if to say, why, thank you, James. Kind of strolls out through the door, sniffs around the driveway, see if a cat's been there. She goes over to the fence and looks in the next yard, to see if the boys are out there playing. And I'm saying, come on already. And she kind of looks over at me and says, cool your jets, man. I'll get around to it when I'm ready. Well, by now I have to go. So I leave the door open, and I go into the toilet and I finish my business and I turn around and she's standing there staring at me. What the hell are you doing? I drink out of that. Thank you very much. You've been great.